Good evening, Laredo. Welcome to this week's episode of the Texas Border Chronicles. Hi, I'm Jesus Trigarza, your host. It's a community affairs program to talk about local issues affecting Laredo with local community leaders. Again, we have Mr. Bobby Paragoy, president of the WBCA. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me back.
You were here just last weekend to talk about the start of WBCA, and here we are again. We're right in the middle of it. Now, we talked about the last time we talked about the history of WBCA.
Correct.
Now this weekend, you're basically going into full throttle with all the major events. You got the Grand Parade, you got the Youth Parade, you got the Colonial Ball, of course, you got the Mr. South Texas, and of course, you got the Carnival going. Where can people get tickets?
So the beautiful part about both our Anheuser-Busch Washington's Birthday Parade and our IBC Youth Parade is those are completely free to the public.
Okay.
So there's no need for folks to try to find a ticket for that. We just hope everybody comes out and joins us. For our Society of Martha Washington Pageant and Ball, you can contact the Society directly to facilitate any ticket purchases that people may need. And on top of that, anything for WBCA.
The Mr. South Texas Luncheon, that's always a busy, it's always a full crowd.
Mr. South Texas Luncheon is one of our very popular events. It's a highly coveted honor for our Mr. South Texas honoree. They can contact the WBCA office at 956-722-0589 to inquire about getting tickets for that particular event.
It just seems that weekend or this coming week is going to be filled with a lot of tourists and people from out of town enjoying the festivities. Why do people embrace WBCA activities so well here?
I think when you think about it, a city like Laredo being on the border, honoring a person like George Washington, people by default almost have this they wonder why this is happening. But I think over the last 123 years, this celebration has really evolved into something that is unlike anything that you can find anywhere else in the country.
It's 123 years.
It's 123 years.
That's wonderful.
It spans 46 days.
Right.
What celebration can you find anywhere in the country that spans, essentially a month and a half? It's
Right.
it's so unique, and I think that's what keeps people coming back.
Well, definitely, and they're also going to have a lot of fun because there's so many activities coming up.
Absolutely.
We're gonna take a short break at this time, and we'll be right back. We'll start talking about the Jalapeno Festival.
Ven y disfruta de nuestras noches bohemias en Zaragoza Grill, ubicados en el centro histórico de Laredo, dentro del Hotel La Posada. Todos los jueves a partir de las 6 de la tarde podrás disfrutar de música acústica en vivo, happy hour de 5 a 7 p.m., cabrito al pastor, cabrito guisado, machitos y antojitos mexicanos. Para disfrutar y degustar, ven a Zaragoza Grill, auténtico sabor latino. Para reservaciones, marque 956-753-4444.
Welcome back to the show. We're back here with WBCA President Mr. Bobby Paragoy. Thank you for joining us again. Of course, we also have the chair of the Jalapeno Festival, the La Costeña Jalapeno Festival, Mr. Jaime Fuentes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Mr. Fuentes, as you know, Jalapeno Festival keeps growing and more and more. Literally, we have thousands of people coming in, pretty much. Now, La Costeña Jalapeno Festival actually starts on what day again?
It actually will be on Friday, February 21st and Saturday, February 22nd. Both nights. We start at 6 p.m. both nights for just a lot of different activities. We're going to have great food vendors, a lot of very cold beverages.
How many people do you expect on that weekend?
We're looking anywhere from about 25 to 30 combined for both nights.
Right.
Hoping more for the 30. So
Incredible.
hopefully we get the people out to come celebrate with us.
But normally the jalapeno eating contest begins on a Friday night.
We've moved it over to Saturday.
Okay.
I think due to the popular demand, we listen to the people as what they are looking for, what they want.
Right.
And we decided to move it to Saturday to accommodate the crowds.
People. Definitely. And I'm sure you have a lot of people who, last time I checked, there were about 25 people or so who signed up last year.
We have actually two different divisions. We have an amateur division and a professional division because we do have national competitive eaters that come and participate in this.
Incredible.
To make it fair for the people locally, you don't want to eat 150 jalapenos and find out you lost to some guy that ate 300. So.
Yeah, well, but I would imagine that some of the local people do a good job eating.
Oh, they do. They represent Laredo very well.
Definitely.
We'd love to have them back.
Yeah.
But we did create the two divisions so that there is the local division.
What about Friday? Who's headlining Friday?
So Friday we got a great lineup coming. We have Ramirera and Fito Olivares opening up for Los Tucanes de Tijuana. We're very excited. We've gotten a great response from the people of Laredo once we made the formal announcement. And we just continue to hear a lot of positive things. Pre-sales are record-breaking for us so far. And we want to really thank the people of Laredo and continue to support us. go to jalapeñofest.org, get those tickets, and come out to see
Definitely.
us.
Now, you open the gates on what time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. So, but they start playing around 9 o'clock or so, 9:30. But you need to get there early because you want a good seat. A good place to stand.
I would like to see the people get there as early as possible to get your tacos, get your beverages, secure your spot, and come enjoy the show.
And parking, there's enough parking for everyone outside. I mean, I realized I also had to park about 2-3 blocks away, but still, there was still parking available.
There's ample parking all around the base area that's south of the grounds.
Right.
You'll see there'll be a lot of police activity out there guiding you of where to
And
go.
it's safe. I've never seen any incident happen there at Jalapeno Festival.
It's just as safe as park anywhere else in Laredo.
Exactly,
So
definitely. Now, then you look at Saturday. Who are you bringing in?
Saturday, we got another great lineup. We're going to have, besides the jalapeno eating contest by La Costeña, we will be having both La Mafia coming back and Duelo headlining, closing out the night.
They're gonna pack up the house.
We're really looking forward. We've gotten a great response as well to that day's worth of entertainment.
Wonderful.
Because I think it does really have something, like Bobby was mentioning about the festival, has something for everybody there.
Definitely.
There's people that will appreciate both genres there, both different bands, and really looking forward to having the crowd
And
out
so
there.
long as they get there early on time, they got space. There's a lot of vendors out there with water and food and washrooms and everything. So they're gonna have a great time. Like always.
The crowd's going to be very well. The grounds are going to be bigger and better than ever. We're going to have a large footprint. There's going to be a lot of places for people to come enjoy themselves, sit down, eat, take in the nice cold beverages.
Nice
Plenty of
cool
those,
night.
please. Yes. But no, we're just really looking forward to having another great event with the people of Laredo.
Wonderful. Where did they get the tickets?
So those tickets are currently already available at jalapeñofest.org. Our kiosk is already opened up on February 10th at Mall del Norte, so they can go and get their tickets there as well. Take advantage of the pre-sale. They are 2 for $25. That gets you that's 2 days for the $25 ticket.
That's a very good
You walk
deal.
up to the door, you're paying $20 each time.
Definitely.
So
Yes.
take advantage of the pre-sale
Very
and
good.
go ahead and come on out.
But now, of course, the Jalapeno is obviously one of the biggest ones. But there are other events coming up.
Certainly.
What are those, Bobby?
During this week, we'll still have our carnival going on. That's obviously one of our bigger and more popular events. That will cap off with McMonday on February the 24th. Folks can enter the carnival for free. It's becoming ever more popular as the years go by. And obviously visit Jalapeno, have a good time with us. And then we'll culminate with the blast off of our fireworks, sponsored by HEB.
Wonderful.
And one of our newest events is our golf tournament taking place on February 29th. That's
So
sponsored by Vantage Bank.
That's the last event.
That will be our last event of the year.
Incredible. It keeps growing every month, every year.
Sure does.
Incredible. Well, I think a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff to do. Laredo, I really recommend you look at the website, find out which events you really like, and sign up. Many of them are free, so they can certainly participate, have a wonderful time with their families. And for those that do charge, I would recommend that they call, they check the website, get those tickets early, take advantage of the specials that they do have, and get there on time. And they can definitely have a great time. Because I've been to the Jalapeno, I've been to all those events. They're wonderful. And depending if you have kids or not, you can participate. Just depends on the type of events that you have. I haven't tried the golf course, so we'll have to check that one out. Well, WBCA continues to be the face of Laredo. We certainly need to back them up. We'll be right back after this short break. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Champion Care, serving Laredo, Zapata, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and the Rio Grande Valley.
You're always a champion at Champion Care. We're there when you need us. We're people you trust. 'Cause you're always a champion at Champion Care. We are Champion Care.
Leaders in quality home care.
Welcome back to the show. We have a Webb County Sheriff, of course, Martin Cuellar, in the studio today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Well, Sheriff, as you know, we just did a segment on WBCA, and we're right in the middle of, we're about to get it going, WBCA activities. I'm sure that the Sheriff's Office is pretty much involved with security.
Yes, of course. We do that every year. And of course, we have our sky boxes, where we can watch from above.
Right.
We'll also work together with the Loreto Police Department, and we secure the as much as we can.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've had any major incidents at all at WBCA, at least that I'm aware of. Of course, you're also involved with border security. I mean, you also have your own collaboration with law enforcement.
Yes.
Across river. How is that working out, Sheriff?
Well, first of all, there's two sides of border security. One on our side, in the American side, and another one in the Mexican side.
Right.
And it's very important that we communicate with both, where we have communications.
Right.
We work together very strongly with Border Patrol,
Right.
Laredo Police, DPS, and all the agencies. And also we work with the authorities across the river.
You were actually involved about a month ago, and you sent out a Twitter and got everyone going, where you made sure there was some activity going on in Mexico, and you certainly alerted the community on that.
Yes, actually, that affects us all, right?
Right.
Because some people still go across.
Yes.
And I don't recommend that they go unless they really have to go get
Right.
medicine or things of that nature.
Right.
But we've had some really bad situations over there going on, and where they have a lot of
Right.
firefights. They're
And
fighting
this just
against
pop
each
up
other.
in the middle of the afternoon or some different times. And
Yes,
you
sir,
just-
and it's very dangerous because
Right.
you can die of a crossfire.
Yes.
Get shot accidentally by
Right.
by anyone.
Right.
So it's very dangerous. So we try to keep an eye on what's going on, a ear
Right.
to the ground over there,
Right.
so we can be able to find out, so we can be able to advise, our community.
Right.
We want to keep them as safe as we can.
Well, now you've been a sheriff. You've been a Webb County sheriff for the last 11 years.
Yes, sir.
What has changed? Or where are you now as a sheriff? Where is the security of the county now? How do you feel?
If you ask anyone in law enforcement that knows, that has the experience and know that we are safer. We have more boots on the ground like we had way before.
Right.
11 years ago, we have more
M-
funds.
right.
That we
The Stone Garden
obtain.
funds, and you got
Yes, of course, Stone
equipment.
Garden equipment, everything that we have. But, one of the things that we work very closely with the Commissioner's Court, that they supply us with the tools and equipment that
Right.
we need. And of course, with the county judge. So, working together, we make it stronger so we can be able
Yes.
to keep a safer Laredo and Webb County.
Now you're running actually for re-election. This is the year for
Yes.
your re-election. Sheriff, if you're again elected, where do you want to take the county law enforcement community, or what is it you want to do the next 4 years?
This is one thing that we want to do, is continue to work closely together with other agencies, because together we can do more.
Right.
Because if you work just by yourself, it's not you're not gonna be very effective. So working together. Now, there's some programs that we want to continue to do, like Operation Stone Garden. Those are monies that we get, from the federal fund.
You're not taxpayer
funding.
money. At
Right.
least that's not taxpayer locally.
local. And we're able to work more hours, putting more boots on the ground. One of the things that I'm looking at, I'm looking in buying a brand new helicopter, where we can be able to rescue people that might be in trouble.
Yes.
A bigger helicopter than that we have now. And also a facial recognition. Facial recognition is very important because you can solve a lot of crime, by having a facial recognition
I think
system.
the downtown is, in fact, Border Patrol is looking at those issues now for the future crossings, as I understand.
Yes,
So
but
it's something that you want to do for the community as well.
for the community, there are certain places that we can put a facial recognition cameras, along the
Right.
border, and also in high traffic where there's a lot of people where we can.
The
do
other
that.
issue, Sheriff, was the issue of obviously the jail. Obviously, it didn't pass. Obviously, the public had strong issues about it. Is that something that's going to be looked at the next 4 years, or are you going to work from what you have and try to keep handling the criminal element inside the jail?
I respect, the vote of the community, and obviously we do need a new jail. This jail was built in 1986, and it's antiquated. And, we keep sending prisoners to other counties, and we're spending taxpayers' monies. So we do need one. But I'm going to
But
work
I
with
do,
what they
Sheriff,
give
I'll
us.
be honest with you, I definitely was one of the ones who's would hope that we do get a new jail. Obviously, I saw it for many, many years. It's overcrowded. We're spending money, taking some of our prisoners out of town.
Right.
And I'm hopeful that one day we can get there. I don't know when, but we'll get there because we have to keep up with the times. And of course, with criminal element, they will continue to commit crimes, and we need to have a place to put them, whether we like it or not.
Judge, you're absolutely correct. As the city grows, then there's more crime, obviously. So that's what we're looking
Yeah.
at.
Well, thank you very much, Sheriff, for being here. We look forward to seeing you during the WBCA weekend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
This son of immigrant farm workers is the American dream. Our Congressman, Henry Cuellar, who delivers for us. Henry created CHIP to ensure children access to health insurance. He helped pass the largest middle-class tax cut in Texas history, and he's brought billions in federal dollars to our schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. That's why over 200 local leaders, working families, and first responders endorse him. Let's keep his experience and seniority working for us.
I'm Henry Quinn, and I approve this message.
Welcome back to the show. We're fortunate to have our former judge, Danny Valdez. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Judge, thank you for the invitation. It's always nice to be here.
Definitely. Well, I'm glad that you were able to make it. Now, you're running for state representative.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit. This is District 80, is that correct?
Correct.
And pretty much what made you decide to run, Judge?
Well, one of the reasons, Judge, that I decided to run is if you look at District 80, basically the makeup of the district, there's 6 rural counties. And if you look at the statistics, it reflects that they're the poorest. It's the poorest district in the state of Texas. The 6 counties, about 33% of the population live under the poverty rate. So there's a lot of need, and I've been traveling, visiting, knocking on doors for the past almost close to 2.5, 3 years. Incredible. Visiting with people and getting feedback. And there's a lot of need in these counties.
What counties are those?
It's Zapata, and then part of Webb County. It's
Right.
kind of the outskirts.
Around
the
Laredo,
rural area of Webb
right.
County. And then it goes into Dimmitt, Zavala County, Uvalde County, and then Frio County.
Right.
They gerrymandered the district. It used to be Cotula and Eagle Pass, and then they gerrymandered the district to reflect, just a weird,
right.
weird district.
Exactly. But you say there's at least a third. Of course, Laredo has its share of poverty, definitely.
Right.
And you're suggesting that possibly the state should be doing more.
It could be a lot more. They could do a lot more. I've talked to teachers. I've talked to law enforcement people. It's just a different cross section,
Right.
and people are frustrated. People are upset. People are different kinds of emotions. You talk to teachers. Teachers are saturated with paperwork. They talk about their pay.
Right.
You talk to law enforcement people. Lack of funding. For their equipment. So again, there's always state monies available.
For those folks who are new to the county, which are probably a few, there are people who don't know who you are, Judge. So can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Danny Valdez. I'm a product of Laredo, LISD. I'm a veteran, United States Navy veteran. I've served 4 years, honorably discharged. I ran for office as Justice of the Peace, spent 24 years as Justice of the Peace, and 8 years as county judge. So I've dedicated at least 36 years of public service.
Public service. So you actually won at least 10 to 12 races, at least in the county.
It was a long career.
Right.
I'm happy to say that I did a lot when I was the Justice of the Peace, and also when I was a county judge.
Right.
When I came in as county judge, we implemented civil service. Used to be
Right.
that the county employees were at-will employees. When I came in, the first thing we did is we worked through.
You gave protection to
job security more than anything. So, and I presided over the 6th largest county in the state of Texas. Managed over $100 million budget. So I'm familiar with budgets. I'm familiar with the needs, especially in Webb County when you have a big area of Webb County, rural county.
Right.
We worked with the colonias. We were the first ones that got running water to the colonias. So, I'm very well aware of the needs
of the community.
and working directly, hands-on with the people.
And Mirando still is part of, Mirando, Bruni, Alton are still part of your district?
Mirando, Alton, Bruni, Aguilares, they're part of the district.
As well as in South Webb County?
Yes, South Webb County, and then kind of the outskirts of Loop 20 North.
Right.
And then 359,
Right.
Mines Road. All those areas are part of the district. So, I'm well aware, very familiar with the needs of communities.
One of the issues that came up in the last legislative term was the issue of hemp, which is that byproduct of marijuana.
Correct.
The law in Texas was passed to allow the growers or farmers to grow this.
Right.
But then it created a confusion in the state of Texas to see which ones are actually marijuana and which is legal and which is not legal. Is that what happened?
In fact, the author of that bill is Tracy King, and it created an uproar. Law enforcement is up in arms. Our district attorneys are up in arms because basically, he jumped the gun. And I can tell you, the sheriff and the chief of police in Uvalde County were very critical of the bill. They were not advised because of the fact that they don't have laboratories equipped to be able to detect whether it's hemp or marijuana.
But the legislation was passed by the state of Texas, and we're talking about it affecting the whole state of Texas.
Correct. It allows farmers to grow hemp.
Okay.
Okay. So, but the problem is that the laboratories are not equipped, don't have the equipment if they stop somebody
to determine which is which,
which is hemp or which is
legal.
marijuana.
Exactly.
In fact,
which is derived from the marijuana plant, which
correct.
has a lesser toxicity or a level of cannabis.
In fact, our own county attorney, Chilo Laniz, stated that it hinders law enforcement, it hinders prosecution. He jumped the gun. He basically put the cart before the horse.
He was one of the sponsors.
King.
Representative King.
He authored the bill.
Okay.
He was the one that authored the bill.
Okay.
And now they're scrambling to either. What's happening right now is, they have to send it out of state, to determine whether it's
Right.
Marijuana or hemp. So
Is that one of the issues you expect to be cleaning up?
we hope to look at it when we get in there, to make sure that, it's a law. So either to provide funding, to the law enforcement agencies,
Right.
to be able to detect
To
that.
detect that.
Correct.
Another question is the issue of the border wall, since obviously it's going to affect your district. Where you stand on that issue?
Actually, Judge, it's a hit on private property. I'm totally against the wall. In fact, I think there should be a resolution in the legislature, opposing the border wall. Yet Representative King has been kind of absent, as far as his stance on the border wall, especially because District 80, it's about close to 120 miles of just riverfront. So it impacts.
I believe that the legislature did try to deal with this issue, but they didn't. I mean, it all fell apart at the end.
Well, but he should be in the forefront, especially because of the makeup of the district.
Right.
I know that like in Zapata they passed a resolution, opposing any type of funding.
Right.
So he could.
Well, the city of Laredo passed a resolution against the wall as well.
Correct, and he should have been co-sponsoring the resolution, be more vocal as far as his stance.
Have you had any endorsements lately by any of the parties? Any of the?
I've been endorsed by a lot of people.
Okay.
Which is what counts. That's the endorsement that counts. If you look at our Facebook, at our social media, the response has been very positive. I think people are ready for change. I think people are want change, and they need help in the different areas. So I think that the opportunity is there. We just need to get people to make sure to go out and vote.
Well, thank you for being here. We'll be right back after this short break.
We are Laredo's college. Call or visit laredo.edu and enroll today. Change your life at Laredo College.
Welcome back to the show. We're lucky to have, of course, our own Cristina Perez, attorney at law.
Judge.
Thank you
How
for
are
joining
you?
us.
Doing good.
Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to be involved with the WBCA this week.
I plan to go to a couple events, maybe the I guess the airplane.
Yeah, the air show.
Right, and
Right.
then of course the colonial. So
Awesome. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well,
it should be.
the jalapeno, the carnival's already in town, so people are going to be involved. If they're not watching the show, they're probably at the carnival having a good time.
I'll be dropping off kids at that.
Okay, good.
For
And
sure.
of course, the Jalapeno Festival starts already on the 22nd, 23rd, right around the corner. So make sure that people start buying your tickets. You can get your tickets at the kiosk at the mall from WBCA. Now, as you know, part of the show was political because we are highlighting our public officials or people who are running for office. We had, of course, the sheriff talk to us a little bit about the race and how he's doing. Have you heard any movement towards any political race this season?
It's been pretty quiet this season, but I have a feeling that come election day, we're going to hear a lot.
Yes,
I think
it's right around. I think people are waiting for the WBCA events to sort of come and go before they really go out. The ads are already coming out. Some of the TV ads.
And announcements of headquarters, opening up.
Yeah.
So
and it's kind of odd.
It's kind of late in the season, the political season, but maybe that's just
maybe it'll work for some people. But I think political headquarters opening up literally this week is kind of late, especially when the early voting is right around the corner.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But along with that, of course, we also had Judge Valdez, who was here a few minutes ago, and he was talking about his race. He feels comfortable about it. Of course, Representative Tracy King already is running his TV ads. And, of course, Judge Valdez has a strong social media presence. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
I'm thinking that at this point, they've already done their research, and so they know where their audience is and where they can maybe pick up a little bit more of the voting section. So I'm thinking that's why they're using two different, because they know where their power is, or not their power, but their strength is. And so I'm thinking that's why they're choosing.
It's going to be interesting races, even though we're talking about presidential and the congressional races. These other ones are all so important because they all represent us in different capacities. And at the end of the day, you never know when you're going to end up going before a JP or you need help in Washington, or you need something else from another office. So you always need to try to vote people in who are competent and who are good.
That's true. That's true. Hopefully that will happen.
Of course, the election is early voting already starts on Tuesday, February the 18th. Please check out the website and the social media to check out to see where you actually can vote. And are you planning? I would imagine you're planning to vote.
Yes, I always go vote. So.
Good. I always see you with a little the thing here, so I know that you're going to go out and vote. But it's very important. Please go out and vote. Of course, what we're trying to do, of course, to try to educate, present as many candidates out there, so people can be aware about who's running, and hopefully they'll be able to make an educated decision.
I praise you for that, Judge, because there aren't any debates anymore.
No.
So
and that to me is my biggest. That I lament that there's no debates basically, and it's a very sad situation. We should be having debates, especially the ones with the bigger races. But that's just the way, I guess, the way it is.
I admire the service that you're providing the public
we're all
by
trying.
giving them informed.
In our own little way, we're all trying.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But thank you for being here, of course, and I want to thank you, of course, for watching the show. Please don't forget to go vote. Early voting begins already February the 18th. And of course, you can always check us out as well on our website. By the way, we have a website, TexasTBCLTX.com, where you can check out all the old shows and even find a poll that we're trying to run right now about political campaigns to see how it plays out. So on behalf of the TBC team, I want to thank you for watching. Until next weekend, have a blessed weekend.